that we fervently sharpen our oversight, and then it is even impacting seriously on even our own being too, because by consultants every day, I'm assured that by the time the components which we put in the
We are looking at.
yes, we have, I think we have done well by making sure that we approve the budget for the executive to provide palliative, to provide even CNG buses. We have done that one, and then I'm very sure that the relevant government department that is supposed to be talking about the CNG buses are engaging Nigerians daily, and then we are expectant of the results from all this. That is one. Then two, the palliative that I said, and maybe just in recent time, the Ministry of Finance just announced about the intervention of some stipends to families in Nigeria. The only thing we are concerned with now is that how are we going to make sure that these things go to the
Right people.
right people? How are we going to generate those people that are going to be beneficiaries? When we say poorest of the poor, how are we going to determine who are those people that are poor that need these palliatives, especially in monetary terms? How are we going to? We are going to involve ourselves seriously about it, because we are the representative of the people. We know the people, and then we nobody can sit down in Abuja and determine who is qualified to get any palliative from federal government in my own hometown in Ilawekiti. Okay. So definitely, so we want to make sure that the subnational, which is the state, and the local government areas, that they are involved in generating the list of those people that are supposed to be the beneficiaries. That is the only area that we think that we are going to commit ourselves to, so that unlike it used to be before, the experiences of before, because they say that experience is the best teacher. Right. So I think that we are experienced enough now in Nigeria to know that how these things do go, that it does not reach the real beneficiaries, that those things are targeted. So definitely we are going to make that difference this time around.
Okay, look at what I'm looking at, cousin. You're meant to ask more questions should you want to come through on Hallomace today. 0814-312-1181. Linus from Nasra, I hope you've been sufficiently served with the answers coming through from the Chairman Senate Committee on Media and Public Affairs, Senator Yemi. 0814-312-1181 is the number for you to call and be part of our conversations. Now, while you mentioned the CNG buses, someone understands that you would want to look out for results, just like you said.
Not that they are nowhere, because it's not that we have been manufacturing it in Nigeria before. No. So these CNG buses, they have their components to do any carum job. Maybe just put something together as fairy tale. So definitely it was not the first day that the government of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu get there that the CNG buses will start being manufactured. So it has to be demanded. Then we have to do partnership. They have to maybe write and then negotiate and do so many things, which will take some few months. Then after that one, then those things, the corporate is now keep coming, and then we have visited some sites whereby these things are being assembled, and then we are only waiting for the numbers so that it can serve its purpose and its value to the people. So that's what is happening now.
Okay.
But
Now,
definitely it is a reality.
okay.
So we could see that one, it is a reality.
Okay. It sounded like a prayer for me to say an amen. We're looking at if there is any hope for Nigeria. That's our focus of discourse today on Hallomace on Radio. We have with us Chairman Senate Committee on Media and Public Affairs. He also doubles as the Chairman on Youth Development. Is Senator Yemi Adaramodu. Hopefully your questions come on 0814-312-1181. The numbers again, 0814-312-1181. These are the numbers you're meant to call, make your contributions, ask your questions if you can. Now, I'm thinking of the Senate in recent time initiated two specialized bills. For me, it's specialized in the case that I looked at it and I'm loving it. Notably, one is to establish the National Poverty Elevation Management Commission, which takes into account the unemployed, underage, older people, and those with disabilities. Now, I'm looking at you as the Senate Committee on Youth and Development.
Yes.
So I'm thinking, How has that bill fared?
Oh well, yes, we are just in it. When before a bill can become a law, it has to go through so many stages, and then we are at the stage of the public hearing for it, and then after the public hearing, it become to us for third reading, which is going to be committee of whole. We sit down, consider it clause by clause. After the public must have put in their own input to it, and then aggregating it. So after that, then we send it back. We send it to the House of Representatives for the correct. They will sit on it too, and then they look at if there's any area where they have to add or to subtract. Then they come to a joint meeting between the Senate and the House of Representatives.
Okay.
And after concluding, then we send it to the presidency for assent. So until then, so there might not be talking about whether we are doing it or not. We are already doing it.
Okay.
The only thing we can now be talking about is the advantages that we expect it to do. We expect Nigerians to derive from it, especially youth.
Very important.
And then we know that Nigerian youth, like you rightly said, that I double as the chairman, Senate Committee on Youth Development. Yes, because I'm very passionate about youth development. Because for me, as a person, I started very young. I became local government chairman when I was barely 29 years of age.
Distinguished, wait, I love this thought, but look at what I want to do. Let me allow this cousin to speak to me, and then we continue. I like your age while you were chairman.
Okay.
Good morning, cousin.
Good morning, sir.
Thank you for joining us. Your name and where you're calling from, please.
My name is Jaffe, calling from Masaka.
Japhet,
Yes, sir.
how is Masaka this morning?
I'm a citizen. Just that we are residing everywhere you go.
Okay. You might need to turn down the volume of the radio set so that we hear you clearly, please. All right. Go on. Talk to us. 60 seconds.
All right. My question goes to the chairman of the committee.
Good morning, my brother.
Good morning, sir.
Yeah.
I heard when you said the government is trying to do something to support the Nigerian public attitude of the land. So I want to know whether it's the government workers or all the citizens of the country.
Okay.
If you look at the most of people who are suffering are not government workers. And most of these are the people that they only the government workers that do anything. I don't know what the government will do for all of government workers.
Okay. Thank you so much. I should have this understanding. He is asking. I heard him. He's saying he heard when you talked about the intervention that the government is trying to make. You talked about the beneficiaries, but his challenge is it for every Nigerian or workers? Because for him, it looks as though it's only workers that are benefited from some of these palliatives.
No. It's the issue of workers. When what we determined and what we provided for workers then in the palliative supplementary budget was that there was a kind of ranging from between 15,000 and 35,000 naira, so national and then federal to every worker, because when fuel subsidy was removed, workers must get to the offices via transportation from taxis and even their private cars. So definitely they need fuel to do that one. So in order to cushion that effect, so that's why Nigerian workers were given that priority. Then besides that, the ordinary man on the street was given concessions, some incentives, ranging from 10,000, 15,000, 30,000 to 50,000 for small scale business people. So that intervention is there. But there was a pause sometimes because of what happened at the Ministry of Humanitarian Affairs. And then the thing is now starting again. So it's not for only Nigerian workers. Because Nigerian workers we still have their own day, because the minimum wage is being debated. It's been negotiated, tripartite committee of the organized private sector, the government, and then the labor themselves. So that one is ongoing. And then by the time they conclude discussions on it, they bring what they have arrived on to the National Assembly for us to legislate and make it into law. national minimum wage law. And when it becomes law, it means that any employer of labor in Nigeria must go by it, must go with it. So that is where Nigerian workers come in strictly. So the issue of palliatives is not basically for Nigerians alone. So the workers have their own components, while the rest of Nigerians have their own components. But the target of government and our own concern is that those people who don't have serious means of livelihood, those people that we can call the ordinary person of the street, not men, not a classroom teacher, not a principal of a secondary school, not a civil servant who is gainfully employed.
And the word of gainfully employed, we will talk about it.
No,
good morning, cousin. Abdullah, turn the volume of your radio set so that we can hear you. All right. No, I didn't say you should end the call. I just said turn the volume because it was very noisy. We couldn't hear you. After if we can get back, we intend to take your questions and engagement on this edition of Hallomace on Radio 0814 312 1181. The numbers again 0814 312 1181. Distinguished, you were going to talk on your passion and your concept of being a chairman. It entered me, but you're already making me feel because you talked about being gainfully employed. And that's another one that is not sitting well for me in this economy. Can we say there are Nigerians? Okay, this person is coming back. My producer said, let me allow them first. Sorry. Good morning. Hello, sir.
Morning.
Thank you, cousin. Your name and where you're calling from. What's your name, please?
Hello.
We can hear you.
Good morning. This morning, Bob Genesis. I'm great to Amy the Bagman.
Amy the Bagman. Good morning, cousin. How are you doing?
All right, thank you, my brother. You know the time of this one another second.
Very true. Very true.
I guess in the studio, I greet you this morning.
Yes, sir. Good morning. He answers.
That is not a little.
I do a program like that.
I do. Okay.
Yeah. Go on.
I'm working on the high like this. First, I think John has a drink from North Sea. I think many years. It was even before the Buhari administration. They have been talking of how to help these people that are doing this. They are refining this way they call it illegal. Make it illegal. Instead of destroying it. And their guests there, she senator them, the House of Reps, them say that they are working on it. Last time somebody came again, they say they have finished it. They then now left on the executive to finalize it. I want to so that also of destroying it illegal, to arrange it so that it will become legal. And the second one again, this form of a tax. For me, and for other people, I'm not sure they are the airport in terms of a tax. Where they are taxing people, electricity tax, government come and tax their own, and if people are there, I think people are enjoying it. That's why people talk and they talk to airport, the other people will benefit on that one. And they told me, when I talk of the DD4, they say that we should patronize the made in Nigeria. Or that, I want to ask, how when I'm way up there, how when I say they help to make our own Nigerian business, they move on. And I will say, I have 3 questions. Made in Nigeria and tax the rest of them. And this collective matter, I don't know how they do they get them. Me, I know way to whether any chance they make me collect my own.
Okay, sir. Thank you. Good morning. Thank you. Distinguished. Now, I should understand that these are some very serious questions. We've always talked about the way fuel is sold in Nigeria. Now, we're not happy about the way fuel. Yes. Now, for him, the issue of illegal refining. I know. So, what are you saying about that?
Yes, anything illegal is illegal. So, you cannot make anything illegal legal. Because when it is unlawful, it is unlawful. And there must be punishment for unlawfulness. And in any society, wherever, even in America, Europe, or wherever, there must be some miscreants. Some people who are going to be irredeemably very, very unlawful. Yes, there must be some people who want to cut corners. So those unlawful or illegal refiners are in that category. And then for now, I just want to say to my brother that before the advent of this administration, there was a time, several months, that Nigeria was earning nothing from imported crude oil, and Nigeria was earning nothing from imported crude oil. We were earning zero naira, zero kobo, $0 from it because of the unscrupulous and ludicrous activities of these illegal refiners and the bunkers. But today, the budget was done with 1.7 million barrels per day. Even starting from that kind of sordid yesterday of oil import, the crude oil importation, and they are making about 1.3 million barrels apart from the condensates. So when we add the about 300 barrels condensate with it, that's 1.6 million barrels. And then just recently, the government said they are going to attain the 2 million barrels per day of crude importation of oil. So it means that the battle against this illegality has gained a lot of traction and that is succeeding. But there's no way we will not have these unscrupulous elements, like I said. Some people will still be there. But Nigeria security agents, they are doing human job on it.
I think the angle he's coming from is if our oil producing companies are not doing well, we always take our oil outside to refine. And these people are refining it here.
Oh, yes. Yes, you know, we are talking about it.
Sorry, distinguish. My producer said we should allow more people to talk.
Yeah,
so we'll go back to that. Anderson, you will help me so that we will finalize this.
Okay, no problem.
Please turn it down. Turn it down. Let me say this. If you don't turn it down, we might peacefully allow you to go. Help us turn the volume down so that we are able to hear you. If there's a holdback, it's not clear for us here. 0814-312-1181. Now, my producer, Anderson, you have to be with us. I will answer
So the issue is that when we are talking about refineries.
Yes, sir.
So the refineries in Nigeria, they are not on the repair.
Very true.
And they have given us a day or a
the appointment said December. So
yes.
I'm
No. There was only once they said December. When they said December, then
yes,
when
sir.
they said December,
Yes, sir.
the relevant committee went there immediately after December to look at what is happening there.
Yes.
And then when they got there, they found out that these people have advanced in the regards, and that we have to give them maximum time instead of they promising 2 months, 3 months. Then we now said, let us give them up to July, ending August.
Yes.
That we believe that fuel must be dropping from the taps of NNPC refineries.
Yes,
and then we hope that it's going to happen like that. And mind you, if there is any breach, if there is any, so the relevant committee of the Senate, of the National Assembly by and large, will move into action, and then they will give us a report back on it. Because if we can get our refineries working, then definitely it's going to stem the high price that which is fluctuating every day. But there's one thing that I want to tell my fellow Nigerians at times, because there are some areas whereby Nigerians through themselves they are not very, very fervently faithful to ourselves. Because even despite the fact that the fuel the pump price is high, there are some of these fuel stations that even do manipulate their meters.
Very true.
And so when you get there, when you are buying 1,000 naira fuel, what in your own estimation, you are actually buying only 400 naira quantity, and it is not that is not government.
Absolutely.
That is not an NPC. So definitely it means that our people too must be very conscientious enough to be very faithful to fellow Nigerians, so that, because it is garbage in, garbage out. So when we talk of leadership, we have to talk about the followership. When we say that we need some things to be provided, then those of us that are Nigerians too, we have to be watchful to the extent of being faithful with any area, either social or economic or political areas that we are managing on behalf of the public.
All right. Let's talk to you. Good morning, cousin.
Good morning, cousin.
Your name and where you're calling from, please.
My name is Dr. Pauline Batten.
Okay, Jafet. Go on. Hello?
My question goes on the issue of fuel.
Okay.
I believe that this fuel is the major reason why we are passing through this hardship. I don't know what the House of Assembly they are really on.
He's actually with the Senate. He's a senator.
No, it doesn't matter.
Okay,
Assembly
go
is
on.
assembly.
Go ahead.
Assembly is either House of Assembly or Home of Assembly.
Okay, is that anything that I do it will make this price of the thing go down? Because like me, I'm a business person. I'm into laundry and you find that I can buy fuel in high price. So what would I ask my customers to pay me?
Okay.
Now it's affecting me, it's making customers run away because I'm adding more price for them at the return of watching.
All right. Thank
So
you.
this is bringing hungry to the country. Can they reduce this time to the normal or can we go back to the subsidy that we normally before?
Okay. Thank you. Japheth, the distinguished senator will react to that.
Oh yes, my brother Japheth. Oh, thank you. And then I want to encourage you because you are employing some other people in Nigeria, and then you yourself you have even employed forward for anybody to come and assist you. So and then the basic thing that government can do for you is to make sure that the environment is very enabling for you, it's very conducive for you, so that you can do your job, you can do your business. Yes, the fuel matter is what we have been discussing, and by the time the refineries of Nigeria, by the time they start work, number one, is going to stem the price. That is one. Then number two, we have a private refinery built by our dear brother, Patriot, Dangote. So by the time it starts functioning very well and pushing out fuel, is going to stem the price of the fuel per liter in Nigeria. But very more importantly again is that we Nigerians too, like I said, we have to be very, very mindful because we have to ensure that they are our brothers keepers. It's important. Because the day that the issue of fresh subsidy was even brokered by the president of Nigeria, just 15 minutes after it, no fuel station is selling fuel again. Why? We are not supposed to do that one. Many of our people have fuel in their drums. So everybody claimed that there's no fuel anymore. And then the cartel just came in. And then when we say we want to deregulate and want to make sure that, yes, you just do at your own price and then determine your own gain, then how can gain be the same in Abuja? It doesn't mean that all the fuel, the petrol dealers in Abuja want to make the same gain. Why is the price the same in Abuja? It means that there's a cartel. There's a kind of conspiracy.
What's the legislature doing? Because
no. You know, it is business.
Okay. This
is business. It's only patriotism can drive someone not to make sure that you act as a Shylock, as Stephen, and make and smoke out life out of your fellow citizens. So it is a business because can the Senate say, I'm legislating against you so that you cannot sell your commodity at your own price? There's no way. Okay. And then the Senate will not determine how much you are going to sell cocoyam, how much you are going to sell plantain. And so the Senate cannot do that one.
I should understand that.
So it is distinguished.
We are running out of time, and then
the fuel subsidy, we cannot bring it back. We cannot encourage government to bring fuel subsidy back anymore because it pays just a small, a small cover.
Okay. Sorry to distinguish. We have you. Good morning, please. Thank you for your patience. Your name and where you're calling from, please.
I'm Mr. Peter. I'm calling from Cuba.
Mr. Peter, you have 60 seconds. We have so much with the senator this morning. Go ahead.
Yes, Peter. I want to give the senator for all his presentation.
Thank you very serious, my very great brother.
As a senator,
sir,
and chairman of the committee in charge of youth development and others.
Yes, sir.
I do not think that there is enough program for the youth in this country. And I want you to look at the way that we can make efforts to make the permanent program for the youth in this country. As we school, there is a place that we refer you to. I'm not messing around at transporting migrants in the country.
Yeah.
Like we have a lot of land. In some of the area councils in Abuja, like Abadi, like Kwadi, like Gwagwalada, some part of Kogi that are close to Abadi, that government can make available vehicles and make farm instruments that this youth is going there to make their farm. We'll be making fertilizers available for them at subsidized rates, and then the reason why you are not interested in farming is because the farming with hoe and cutlasses are very cumbersome.
Thank you, Mr. Peter. I think you will react. You
Yes.
don't have so much time
Okay.
limited now.
Do I?
You need
Oh,
to
thank-
react now.
thank you
And
very-
start from where you were going to.
Okay. From the
Passion,
youth angle,
yes,
yes,
sir.
the youth angle, yes.
Yes, sir.
And like I said, that I'm very passionate about youth development in Nigeria because I started very early in my life. Like I said, I became chairman of local government barely at 29 years of age then, and then since then, I've been in the space.
Yes, sir.
So after it, I had to go and look for a job. And then because I didn't limit myself, I studied something in the university. I had to go and practice it. Then I got to the peak of it before I joined politics again as a chief of staff, as House of Representative member, now as a senator. So I am somebody who knows much about youth development. And then just to cut the story very short,
Yes, sir.
currently we have a bill which has been passed in the Senate
Yeah.
about NYC Trust Fund.
Yes, sir.
That is where we want to capture any Nigerian young adult, female or male, that is passing through Nigerian universities or even overseas universities, who's of Nigerian extraction, that we want to capture them and make sure that when they have any talent in the entrepreneurship matter, either it is agri matter or any other thing, either creative or whatever, that once you are graduating from the NYC, you are giving startup funds.
How much are we looking at?
Well, it depends on the feasibility that you do and submit.
Okay.
It's not going to be a fixed distance. It's going to be on pro rata basis.
Okay.
So that it depends on the business you want to do,
All right.
and then it depends on the what to submit. And then so we are looking at it so that when you are graduating from NYC, you don't just go back to your father and your mother again and be lazing around and then be chasing the not available white collar jobs anymore. So you now can establish either you go into a creek. That is one area. Then second area is that the Ministry of Youth Development itself the minister has even gone to Niger State where we have vast land.
Yes.
Now talking to the government of Niger State, seeding land for youth, so that because the government is going to very soon provide some seed funds for youth development, intervention for youth. So whereby we can now put them into youth in agriculture. And in the budget of 2024, there is a portion of it that is devoted to youth in agriculture. So and what we want to do this time around is not going to go the way the Anchor Borrowers thing go, whereby people will stay in Abuja and generate names, either fictitious or ghostly. So whatever, and then loans are given, and then loans are not retrievable. So this time around, the Ministry of Youth Development will make sure, because that is why the ministry is created. So definitely, because in every state there's Ministry of Youth Development. So those states will be involved in this to generate the youths that are supposed to qualify for it. And then in many states, we can see youth in agriculture gearing up and then doing very well, especially in my state, in the Ekiti state. The governor has just given seed money, then seedling, and so on and so forth. Even those ones in poultry, those ones in the fishery. So it's everywhere, even on social media and traditional media. So, and I think that each sub-national should imbibe that kind of example from Ekiti State and then do same. And then that is what the Minister of Agric and the Food Security has in their budget components for youth this year. And like I said, the Minister of Youth is taking the gauntlet, is taking the bulls by the horns, and then is doing that one. And then all over, we are thinking of acquiring and taking over all the youth centers all over Nigeria and making sure that those areas function. Then they form a basis, an area where Nigerian youth can meet, and then where adults who can serve as coaches can now meet with them, and then help them with pep talks at times, then guide them, then so many other things will just happen, so that by the time we do that one, and then remove our youth off the streets,
I feel it's quite
off the
enough.
streets of idleness,
Very
and
true.
definitely the issue of security or a security matter
Have been
will be
handled.
stepped down seriously.
Indeed. Now, distinguished, it's very outstanding that maybe someone has this question on your mind. You are heading to committees where there are people in the Senate that are not even heading any. Why are you
No,
on two?
you know, the media thing is a technical assignment.
Very true.
Why the youth thing is legislative and political assignment.
Okay.
I'm entitled to head a legislative and political committee.
Okay.
And then the media thing is an assignment technically